Good morning and welcome to Fellowship Friday. We have Jessica Drake with us today.
Hi.
Hello. And Jackie McKelvin. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. It's exciting to talk about Jessica and her
Yes.
story.
Get some stuff out in the open here. So you're discipling Jessica.
Mm-hmm.
So you had a few things that you wanted to ask her.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for everybody to get to know you a little bit, and it's been amazing to watch your journey, and so I'm excited about this, and probably I'm going to learn a lot more too. So tell us kind of where you were born, where you were raised.
So I was born in Bakersfield, California,
Okay.
in the desert. Um,
In the desert.
yeah, in the desert.
Sand person.
Yeah. um, and I was raised there until I was about 10, 9, 10 years old-ish. Then my family moved to Idaho, and I lived there for a while. My parents split up, and so me, my brother, and my mom all went back to California for a while.
Well, that was a big move from
Yeah.
California to Idaho and
Yeah.
back to California.
Yeah, it was good though. I loved Idaho. It's very green, very nice, lots of trees. We had actually family friends there who lived there already, which is kind of why we moved there.
Okay.
And they actually ran a Christian private school. So that's where I went to school when I was in about 5th, 6th, 4th grade.
Okay.
A few years.
Yeah.
Was it weird, like the difference between California and Idaho? Because I imagine California was a little bit more fast-paced than Idaho. Was there very much of a difference there, or not really?
Where I was in Bakersfield is very different than the rest of California.
Oh, okay.
It's very cowboyish, and there is a lot of Latinos there too. I actually thought that white people were the minority for a very long time.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Like I didn't know, and then I went to Idaho, and it was very different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a huge change, but a really good change. I think I liked it a lot.
So then when your parents were divorced, how did that impact you?
Um, it was hard and different, but me and my brother, I think for a long time actually thought that it was a good idea.
Okay. Okay.
Before they ever even decided. They just did not get along very well. So it was a good change also when they split up, less drama and everything. So going back to California, we ended up going back and forth from California and Idaho for like the rest of our years until we were 18. So
Okay,
that was
so-
nice
yeah.
being able to have both worlds.
So you went back to California with your mom. Did your dad stay in Idaho then?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
he stayed in
Yeah.
Idaho. And then I lived in California for probably a few more years. Finally decided to come to Colorado. It just sounded really nice. It's similar to Idaho, but I didn't have to go back exactly to Idaho. I was really interested in the snow and it not being so hot. So I came. I moved here in 2009. Actually, I first lived in Colorado Springs and then in Penrose before I came up
Oh.
here.
Good old Penrose.
Yeah.
Goodness, not many people know where Penrose is. I
Yeah.
do though. Yeah. So how old then were you when you moved there to Colorado?
I think I was about 24,
Okay,
25.
Okay. Okay. So you basically graduated in California-ish for the most part.
Graduated high school in California.
So then what happened after, like what really brought you to Colorado? Was it school or like what did you?
Just wanting a change, wanting a big change, and I didn't really have, I guess, my own thing. I was just following around my parents and did what I had to do, and I wanted my own life.
Mm.
So I decided on Colorado.
And so so you went to school, you went to college, and where'd you go?
hmm Um, I went to a couple different community colleges to just get all my prerequisites done. And then I went to Denver College of Nursing, and that's where I graduated with my bachelor's degree.
Amazing. What got you interested in that?
Oh, I guess I've kind of always been interested in it. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a veterinarian.
Mm.
Of course, yeah.
And as I was graduating high school, I was learning all about healthcare and all the different things you can do in healthcare. And I thought that would be a great idea because it's still like caring for people and everything, but it gives me a huge variety of options that I could do.
Yeah, because there's no limit to what you could do in that anywhere you wanted to live. There's opportunity for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So then, when did you graduate? What year did you graduate from your nursing program?
I went a little later, so I think I graduated about 2018. So I actually took a trip to India while I was in school, in nursing school.
That's cool.
So I always base my dates on that.
That's
'Cause
amazing.
I
Kind of a
remember
milestone,
that.
yeah.
Wow,
How was
India.
that?
It's very interesting, very, very different.
Mm.
I always describe it as, it's on the opposite side of the world from us, and that's how it feels.
Okay, like two different planets,
Com-
probably.
yes,
Yeah.
completely different.
Mm.
I was so happy to have a shower when we were leaving. We stopped in Singapore for a couple days, and I got like the best shower ever.
Mm.
I never mastered the art of bucket bathing.
Yeah, yeah, for
I
sure.
had very long hair, and I have a lot of hair, and
Mm.
just dumping a bucket of water over my head was not cutting it.
Wow. Now, what took you to India? What'd you do there?
I did one of my courses there actually, and it was for an honors program. Also, I just thought, it'd be interesting to get out and experience something so different. And we also get to help people in the process. So we actually helped a lot of children. We did exams, eye exams, ear exams,
Oh, that's
things
cool.
like that. But we also got to learn a lot of other stuff about how other people live in the world too.
Wow, I bet that was kind of life-changing
Yeah.
to just really see what was the biggest thing that you observed in that whole process. Like, what was your big takeaway from that experience?
Oh, I don't know. There's a lot. There's so much. I think the biggest maybe shocker for me was that when you go into some of these neighborhoods, it is literally like that tin for walls,
Mm.
dirt for floors, and like a small bed. And the
Wow.
bed could take up half of the house.
Mm.
Wow.
And then they have stoves. We actually got to help build actual stoves in some of these homes because what they do is they just have fires in their home. There's like a fire stove, and then a lot of people get a lot of health problems from it because they're always breathing in that smoke. Their eyes are like, red all the time.
Mm.
So we got to help change to some actual stoves where there's smoke that goes out the ceiling instead of staying inside.
Wow.
So that was a big eye opener about how different, like you see this stuff on TV,
Yeah.
but it's real.
Yeah.
Seeing it in person, I'm sure
Yeah.
is way different.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What is there like the culture out there with like, as you said, like the bed might take up most of the house. That seems like for us in America and like first world countries stuff is like the home is where you spend majority of your time.
hmm
Is like, you eat there, sleep there, play there, whatever it is. But for them having such a small thing, is that a different do they treat it differently, like in their homes, or is it
Not
just a place to sleep and eat, or like?
It's not necessarily much different.
Mm.
I mean, they don't have TVs in those neighborhoods, so they're not just sitting around, you know, hanging out watching TV at home. But they do spend a lot of time. It seems like just the same as we do,
Okay.
just
So how
doing whatever
about
they
how
need to do.
yeah, I can't imagine like how many people live in that house then on average. I mean, not just one.
Yeah, it was really hard to see because we usually went and just talked to a couple people in the home. Kids might be in school or something,
Mm.
so it was hard to see. But I think 3 kids was probably about an
I
average.
can't even imagine. Wow.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a big takeaway. What from that experience have you kind of brought back to America? Just I guess more of an understanding of how grateful we need to be. I
Yeah,
mean, what was yeah,
exactly. Just how thankful, how blessed we are.
yeah.
Um, Coming home, I was just like I said, as a shower was a big thing for me.
I know. I know.
I was just taking a shower. I'm like, it's so amazing how I just have this water. I don't have to turn on a heater. I don't have to do anything. I
Yep.
just turn the water on. It
Yeah.
comes out. It's hot. It gets my hair clean.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
just a shower is amazing.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
it's such a big thing that you really become very thankful for small things.
I remember I went on a small missions trip and we went to New Guinea and the same thing, huts and dirt floors. And I remember coming home and like turning on the water, the same thing, just like, what?
Yeah.
Like, what is this? I mean, we take so much for granted. I can imagine how that changed your perspective.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we even stayed in a hotel, and if we wanted to take a shower or just have hot water for anything, we had to ask the hotel person to turn on the water heater to our rooms. And then in the room, there's something else that you have to turn on also in
Wow.
order to get the water actually hot
Hmm.
before you can get your water.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell me about like your spiritual like walk. When did you, I mean, you went to that Christian school in Idaho, which I
Mm.
bet that started to acquaint you. Was that something that you were raised with as far as, the Lord and going to church or what? Tell us about your experience.
Yeah. So yeah, I grew up, in a Christian family. Um, Mainly, it was our family friends who had the biggest influence. So I went to the Christian school, and then I actually did a year of homeschooling through the same program that was through the Christian school. And then I got through my work really quickly that year. So I went back to public school just to finish the year, just so I could
Mhm.
be around other kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, we did a lot of church stuff. Our family friends actually even ran a Christian camp. So that was really fun getting to experience a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
And then moved back to California, and we kind of lost all that. We didn't have that like, community or anything. Um, and so I just kind of got away from it. I lost my way. I just never thought about it, never thought about it again, never lived it. And then we had some pretty big events happen in our family in the last few years. Me and my husband both kind of decided separately and came together and said, hey, I think it would be good for us to start going to church.
Yeah.
So we decided that we were going to find a church that fit us well. We'll just go and try different ones in the area. We came here first since it was the closest to our house, and we didn't have to go anywhere else. We were so welcomed, and it was perfect. And Pastor Joey has all the jokes, and we just
Yeah.
felt really welcome. So we stayed here, and then just really have grown since then. I felt like when I started coming to church here again, I was like a baby. I didn't remember anything from when I was a kid. It was like starting all over again.
Mm.
So I've really grown a lot and learned a lot in these last few years.
That's amazing. So tell us how you met Brandon. Tell us how that got started and what, from nursing school, like fast forward, now you're in Lockbuoy. So tell us about kind of that journey.
So yeah, I graduated nursing school, and we had some friends in common, and we had really, I don't think we had never met. Maybe we had just like met in passing at some point, but he was in a bad accident and lost the use of his right hand. He put something on Facebook about it, and I just felt like I needed to message him and offer help. So I messaged him. I'm like, hey, I'm a nurse. If you need any help, let me know. I'm willing to help you with whatever. And that's how we started talking. And
Wow.
it just never stopped from there.
Wow, that's amazing. And so did you live up here at that time? Or
Yeah, I
okay.
already lived in Lockbuoy. I lived
Okay.
in Lockbuoy when I was in school in Denver.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Okay. So you guys met and then got together,
Yeah.
got married, and then tell us about that kind of journey. Like, so you weren't going to church at first when you first
Yeah,
met?
no,
Okay.
we didn't go to church. Neither one of us. Neither one of us, I guess, really had any kind of experience recently with Christianity. Um, and so we never talked about it, never did anything, nothing. And then it seemed like one day we both just had this calling, I guess, that, I really want to go to church and I want to be around more believers. I want to be around good people. And we let each other know that. And we're like, that's so weird that we're on the same page like this. And
Amazing.
just
That's
thought about it
amazing.
that way.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was how long ago was that when you first started
Um,
coming?
I think that was maybe about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said a lot's been happening in your
Oh,
life,
yeah.
and of course I know about a lot of this, and I'd love for you to share, with the church what you're kind of going through, and how this big event that happened in your life and your family,
Mm.
and it's been so amazing, Jessica, to watch you grow and process through it, and it's been so inspiring to me, honestly, to journey with you a little bit on it. So tell us what happened, I guess, about 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right about
Yeah.
2 years ago, almost.
Yeah.
So my husband was in an accident where he hit somebody with his car. He was going too fast. And then instead of stopping and waiting, he freaked out. He kept driving. On his way out, he's like, I hope nothing happened. This didn't really happen, basically. So he was thinking about going back. He's like, well, there's nothing going on. It doesn't sound like there's anything going on.
And he was by himself, right?
Yeah,
in
he
that
was
car.
by
Yeah.
himself. So he left, hoping, like, okay, nothing came out of there. I'm imagining something. And he has pretty bad PTSD from his childhood. So I think that was part of it. But anyways, this person he hit did end up passing away. And so he turned himself in. So he is now in prison. He has been gone for, almost 2 years. And we're thinking he's been working really hard while he's there to do better. He actually has worked toward becoming a firefighter. So he is working out. He's doing wildland firefighting. So that's really amazing. It took him a lot of work to get there because apparently not very many people can do it. I think there's maybe 10 to 15 people in all of Colorado that got to be in that program.
Now, what is that?
It's called the SWIFT program. So they have to go through a lot of stuff, including physical tests. So he wasn't sure with his paralyzed hand if he would be able to do it. when he went to do the physical, the lady said, well, I didn't think you were going to pass with your paralyzed hand, but you were able to do everything.
Mm.
So I got to bring this to this other person and make sure, because you passed, So he got through that. He got all the physical stuff. And then he had to go through another program where it basically was doing a lot of fire mitigation kind of stuff, just really hard work. And after you get through that program for several months or so, if you get all the way through it and don't quit, then they consider you for the SWIFT program. And he was able to get into that. He was recommended by his supervisors, the social worker that he has recommended him as well. So he got some really, really good recommendations. And then he was able to finally start that program. So he gets to go out and fire stuff.
Wow.
That's amazing. And so like when this first happened though, you weren't with him, right? When that accident happened.
His first accident, he fell asleep on the way home. He was going up to Fort Lupton, flipped his car, I think they said 8 or 9 times.
Right. Wow.
Ended up with a lot of broken bones. He has like hinges in his pelvis,
Yeah.
broken
Crazy.
ribs and everything. So he was in a wheelchair for a while, and he was able to get up and walk again, which they weren't sure if he was going to be
Yeah.
able to do.
That's crazy.
So-
He's overcome so much
Yeah,
and
yeah.
gone through so much. So the second accident, then you weren't with him. How did you come to find out about that? Like, because I'm sure he's all shooken up.
Oh yeah,
and-
yeah. He was definitely upset. So we were actually visiting some family out of town, and he was supposed to come to us the next day. So he got on the plane and he came to us the next day. And then once he got me kind of alone and everything, he goes, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to see you for a very long time. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, I hit somebody with my car and they died.
Mm.
And so he kind of told me about it, and I was like, wow, I don't know what to say. He didn't want to tell me about it at first, of course. He thought I was going to leave him, think he's the worst person in the world. And he didn't do the right choice in the moment, but he did take responsibility. So I understand I'm going to stick with him. Of course, I need to. But yes, it was really, really hard to hear that. It was just
Sure.
very surprising. I didn't know what to think.
Must have felt like surreal in the moment.
Yeah, like what?
Yeah. What's happening? What just happened? Yeah, for
crazy.
sure. So okay, so that's incredible that he's in that program with. I didn't even know about his paralyzed arm. So
Oh, yeah.
that's amazing, even more so. And so with him in this program, right? He gets to work off a little bit of his time that he needs to serve, right?
Yeah, that's right. So for every day he works up to 4 days a week. And for each day that he's working doing firefighting, he gets a day off of his sentence.
Wow.
So we're hoping if he works, all his days through the winter and everything, he might be able to come home the end of next year.
That's just
wow.
amazing.
But maybe not home. He will be able to go into community corrections, is
Right.
what they say. It's
Okay.
kind of a transition between prison and going home, where they have a lot more rules. They're very strict, but you get to go out and work your own job. You can have a phone and things like that.
Oh, wow.
Okay. That's amazing. So in the meantime, you have 2 boys. you
Yeah.
guys. And so tell us about that journey with, how they have adjusted and processing through that and huge, huge adjustment.
Oh yeah, it's been a huge change. Very, very challenging. I mean, it's still very challenging, even though I've kind of gotten used to it, gotten in the rhythm of doing it all on my own. But yeah, it's been really difficult. When he first went in, I would cry all the time. Somebody would ask me about him or just mention something, and I would just start crying.
Mm.
Um, and the boys, Fox was so small. He was about a year and a half. So he, didn't really know how to take it, but for a long time when I would drop him off at daycare, he did not want me to leave. And I know that's kind of normal for a lot of kids, but it seemed like it was a lot longer, more intense than it normally would have
right.
been. And then Loki, he's quiet. He's quiet about it. I mean, he's a loud kid and he talks a lot, but he's kind of like me. He doesn't talk about himself or how he's feeling. So, but he didn't say a lot. It was hard for me to determine he was doing. But I get hints now and then. He really missed him. He was having a hard time with the change. He started kind of doing worse in school. I don't know that it was just that. His biological dad also, he was going back and forth between my home and his home, and his home is not really the most stable. So that was part of it. But he's really, really worked through it well. He's gone through therapy and everything. So he's doing so much better.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, I can't, imagine the adjustment. I mean, I think it's really hard to go through something hard, but then to watch your kids suffer through it, that's just, almost unbearable,
Yeah.
really. So I can imagine your struggle in that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard enough just trying to get through the daily stuff, getting them both ready, dropping them off at daycare and school, going to work myself, and then coming home and having to try and, pick them up, do doctor's appointments, do activities, do things like that, just clean the house even. It's hard enough doing that. And then I feel like doing all that, I put off their mental and spiritual needs. So that was really difficult too, because I felt like I should do more for them. But I was so caught up in just trying to survive.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Over time though, I've gotten better. I've figured out, a better schedule to try and get things, better ways to just keep myself from getting overwhelmed, although I still get pretty overwhelmed
Happens,
sometimes. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what so then you've obviously come into the church, been here for about 3 years. What do you appreciate the most, I guess, about your walk with the Lord? Like, what are some of the things that you've appreciated about the church, or really more importantly, your walk with the Lord, or how the Lord's been with you through this, or, tell us a little bit about your spiritual journey and what's meant the most to you.
Well, the church has been really amazing and so, so supportive. I don't feel like I'm completely alone because they have, people around me. I can come here every Sunday and people will say hi. And it's just, I know I'm not alone. I've had a lot of support, which is great. And I've learned a lot. I've learned so much. Like I said, when I started coming back to the church, I felt like a baby. I didn't know anything. And so I've learned a lot, reading more. And, what I think really hit me the most is that now and then I will just get these little signs from God that it says he's there. He is there. He's helping. One of the first things when he left, he was able to get a Bible when he was there after some time. And I told him, I don't know where I'm reading. I'm just going all over the place. The other day, I just prayed and asked God, tell me what I need to read. Tell me where I need to be. I don't even remember now exactly what I opened to, but I opened I started reading, and then I told Brandon about what I was reading. He's like, "Are you serious? That's exactly where I'm at right now."
Mm.
So that was a huge thing. I'm like, we are literally on the same page.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Even though, we can't see each other or anything, we're
Right.
literally on the same page.
Wow.
So we're
Wow.
both reading the same thing at the same time. And there's just these little things, I'll pray for something. I can't remember what exactly it was. One day I was praying for something, just something small for the boys. I think Loki was gone for the summer is what it was. And I was praying, give me a sign that he's okay, that he's doing well. As soon as I said amen, my phone rang and it was Loki telling me, hey, how you doing? And love
Wow.
you. And
Yeah.
so I'm like, wow, God,
Yeah.
thank you so much. That was
Yeah.
perfect.
So needed that. So needed that in that moment.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's so great. And it's exciting too because Brandon's also meeting with someone at the church in discipleship. And so tell us about that and how he's doing with that.
Yeah, they talk about every week. I think usually Thursdays, but they're able to talk on the phone. And I think they've written some letters back and forth also. And it's really been a help for Brandon a lot too. Just he told me, it's so good to just be able to feel like I'm still maybe part of the church. I'm still kind of there. He gets to hear through Ed how, so and so is doing or what's going on or, oh, I saw Jessica in church today. It makes him feel like he's somewhat still part of our lives and somewhat still here at church, still
Yeah.
part of something.
Yeah, and I bet, what do you feel is his biggest point of growth? I mean, up to this point from the time he, went to prison and now, where do you think his biggest, point of or growth aspect?
I think there's been really a lot of self forgiveness, which was really difficult for him. Is he used to tell me how much he hated himself, and he would just do things that were not good for him, and so after this, he studied the Bible more. Of course, talked to Ed. I talked to him some, and I think where he's grown the most is really just realizing that God will forgive. Even though he has all this stuff in his past, it doesn't have to weigh him down. It doesn't have to prevent him from having a good future and being happy.
Yeah.
So he's really, really changed his attitude, I think, about himself and how life is.
Yeah. Forgiveness is a very freeing thought,
Yeah.
freeing thing to have.
Yeah, it
to
seems
understand.
like a big theme in my life lately too. Just last week in church, we were mentioning it, and me and Jackie were talking about it with the chapter we're going through,
Yeah.
and I'm really noticing that in my life too. Forgiveness is such a huge thing, and for him, it's more of a forgiveness for himself because he did, all these things, and he can still be saved. He can still go back and say, my past doesn't have to define me. I can go forward. And I've really noticed a lot of attitude change with him. So he used to be, if somebody would kind of challenge him or something, he'd get really upset. And I've noticed that he can just brush that off now. He's like, so many of the people here are just so reactive. I'm like, you kind of used to be that way.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
I learned my lesson, and I don't want to be part of it.
That's amazing. Yeah. We're going through the parenting series, and so we're just getting started. We're on chapter 3 or 4 maybe.
I think, 4,
Yeah.
I think now.
Yeah.
I just finished chapter 4. I didn't finish all of 3 because I didn't
Yeah.
read everything, but
It's huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Forgiving others and learning how to be successful in relationships it's not something you learn, by default. It just no.
Yeah,
So
not at all.
God's got such a great course for us in forgiveness and restoration and repentance and all that. Yeah.
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 Yeah, it is. It's such a new thing for me. I mean, it seems so simple and it seems so straightforward and common sense, but I never learned that stuff. With my
course, yeah.
parents, they did not like each other. They didn't belong together. It just wasn't right. And so I never learned a good relationship. I never learned to um, forgive, I guess, not be bitter or never bring things up again. I never learned that. And so now learning it, it's not only good for me and mine and Brandon's relationship, but it's teaching the kids. And the hardest part for me is teaching the kids because I don't talk a lot. And so thinking of those things and then putting it into words to them is I have to really consciously do this stuff.
Yeah. It's a very proactive thing to do that.
Yeah,
Can't
it
be
is.
reactive in it because then it's they understand that it's not genuine when it is like reactive as
Yeah.
opposed to being proactive on it. And then it's at the top of your mind and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Thanks for talking about this because I know a year ago you couldn't have probably done this, like talked through this whole journey, what you're going
Yeah.
through. And-
Yeah, there's no way about a year or so ago I would have been like, I can't talk about it.
Yeah.
I'll just end up crying the whole time and I
yeah,
can't talk.
yeah. So I'm so proud of you, Jessica. That's just, it's so inspiring. You know, it's one thing to talk with you after this is all done and you're all the way through it and it's in the past, but you're walking in the midst of it right now. And so that's why I've been so inspired by you. And just, you know, there's been definitely moments of I'm just surviving. I barely
Yeah.
know my name right now, you know?
Yeah.
So, but, you know, just getting to a point of even beginning to thrive through it. And now, what are you the most excited about, you know, with Brandon coming back? I mean, what are your future, your near or distant future? What excites you?
Chores.
Okay.
Help with chores.
Yeah,
There you go.
right. Help support this
No,
adult thing, right? We're supposed to be doing together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, having somebody there who understands me and having the support and being able to see the boys get to go out and do things and be happy. He's the fun one.
Yeah.
He's the fun one. He's the one who comes up with all the activities to do on the weekends
Yeah.
and stuff. And I'm like, let's clean the house again.
Not again.
He's the one who got us out and doing things. So that's what I will be so excited about. The boys get to get out and experience more.
Yeah.
And just having him around,
Yeah.
just his personality is so good and brings out me too. Because, like I said, I don't talk a lot. And when he's around, he somehow brings everything out of me.
Right. Well, that's amazing. So when he gets out or gets into that transitional, that's maybe the end of 25 or into 26, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll see.
Okay. And you'll be able to see him more though.
Yeah. Once he starts that, he should be able to get on passes to go out and just like come to church or go to breakfast
Oh,
or
that's
something.
so great. Will that be pretty close here in proximity?
We don't know until it comes time.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess they have these places all over Colorado, and so we don't know where it will be.
Okay. Awesome. So tell us about your boys. How old are they and kind of what they're experiencing and right now?
Oh yeah. So Fox is 3 and Loki is 11. Loki has been this like nerdy smart kid. He's never been into sports, so I'm really excited that he finally decided he wanted to do some kind of a martial arts. I have never been able to convince him to get into martial arts or soccer, football, or any kind of physical activity until the last couple months, and he I guess one of his friends started karate, and he's like, well, now I want to start karate. So I got him into, he's doing taekwondo now. He
Oh, okay.
started with jujitsu, but the place he was going to sold out, and the new place didn't have good schedules and stuff.
Mm.
So we looked around to few different places and decided on this one. It's a taekwondo place. So the instructors there are actually from Korea,
Oh, wow.
and they seem really good. It's just he gets a lot of good instruction there, and
That's cool.
I think that'll be awesome for him to be able to get out and do something physical, because he's
Yeah.
also like an ADHD kid. He's just going.
Yeah.
He does not stop moving,
That'll be a
which
good
is
outlet for him.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I never understood why he never wanted to do any kind of sports or anything, because he's always moving. But he's finally decided he wants to do this, so
That's cool.
I'm gonna make him stick
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
That's great. That's amazing. And then, so then Fox 3, and he's busy. He's just following his brother, right? That's
Oh,
what I
yeah.
know of him. He's like, anything my brother's doing, I'm doing, and I'm
Yep.
doing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
He's 3. He has a goofy little personality, and he is just like his dad. He was telling me this morning, because I let him watch his tablet. It has like YouTube Kids, and there was a cartoon car on there going really fast. He starts going vroom, vroom. He's all, I like fast things. I was like, yeah, you're
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
your dad.
Yeah. 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 Well, that's amazing. So, okay. And then you're working, obviously, you're working
Oh,
in
yeah.
the medical field. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I'm a registered nurse. I am the infection preventionist at a long-term care facility and skilled facility in Thornton. It's actually the biggest building of long-term care in Colorado. It's a big job. It's just me doing my position, so it can be really difficult. But basically, I'm trying to make sure that people are doing things to prevent getting really, really sick. So, like, I might track antibiotics, infections, vaccinations, things like that, and make sure that staff are knowing how to clean things.
Yeah.
It may not sound exciting to some people. I really like my job. I like the tracking aspect of it. I'm told I'm an Excel wizard.
I love Excel.
Which,
I
yeah,
love
me
Excel.
too.
Oh, my word. I love Excel.
I literally have a sticker on my computer that says I'm secretly making a spreadsheet for that.
I love that.
I actually got an award at work. This like little like trophy thing that says Excel wizard.
How fun! Oh, we should sit down and
That's
write
cool.
some formulas.
Yeah.
I bet I could write a longer formula than you.
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay, maybe not. Okay. I love that. Yeah. And so how was that? Were you in that role through COVID, or not in that role yet?
No, through COVID, I did some different things. I was actually doing like travel nursing and agency nursing. So I went and did a lot of different things. I worked in Nebraska for a little while during COVID. And, it's probably not even like you think. Maybe now people understand it a little better, but the hospitals were closing down, most of the departments. So you had the emergency department, and then when people were admitted, they were much, much more sick than they normally would have been, because they're trying to keep as many people out of the hospital as possible, trying to keep people home if they possibly can. So the people who did have to stay were much more sick than they usually are. And there's actually a nursing shortage. Not that there's too many, there's a ton of jobs out there for nursing, but there wasn't, because they shut down a lot of departments that were not completely necessary. So you got to do, emergency or inpatient.
One of the two.
And
Yeah.
that's about it. So
Yeah.
I did like a med surge kind of stuff for a little while. I did med-surg, cardiac, and then I did agency nursing through COVID as well. So I got to see a lot of different facilities and how they responded to it. And then eventually I ended up doing phone triage nursing at Denver Health. And that was interesting too. Liked it. I ended up working nights, which I kind of like. But when Fox was born, it was so difficult to get sleep and manage a night shift at the same time.
Right.
So I looked for something else, and that's how I got into what I'm doing now.
Okay, awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. I think, I mean, I've learned so much. I really didn't know about Idaho and California. And I didn't know about Brandon's, mostly paralyzed arm.
Yeah.
That's just amazing. And, we're just going to continue to pray for you and support you and, love you through all this and excited to watch your journey moving forward.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hopefully this sparks some more people to help come alongside you who maybe didn't know any of it or half of it or,
Yeah.
other stuff. And
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people don't
yeah.
know my story.
'Cause you
so-
don't say much, like you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's kind of
Yeah.
something that you wouldn't just, come out, hey, let me tell you about.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, oh, I don't even know who you
have,
are.
Do you
Like,
have an hour so I
Yeah.
can really tell you what's going on in my life?
yeah,
Yeah.
just coming
Yeah,
straight off
yeah.
the gate with something like that might be a little off-putting
Yeah,
to some
a
people.
little
like,
weird.
okay.
And everybody's going through things, and it's just so neat to learn more about one another through
Yeah.
this podcast. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I
Thank
didn't
you.
know any of that stuff. So, I mean, I knew about your two boys from before, but
Yeah.
before that,
Yeah.
nothing. I didn't really know anything about that. So, thank you for
Yeah.
sharing.
Thank you.
Glad you're in a place now where you're able to do that because
Mhm.
it'll be an incredible testimony for Brandon, when he actually does, that'll be an incredible testimony for other people to
Yeah.
hear, but then also your side of things as
Mm.
well. But it's cool that you're in the place now to be able to share that with people. So
Yeah.
I thank you for that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks
Yeah.
for having me.
You didn't even get through all your coffee.
I know, not yet. I usually take a while to drink my coffee anyways. It's like an all day thing.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Coffee for the day. Coffee for the day. Yeah.
Well, thank both of y'all for coming.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
for
you.
the questions coming
Yeah.
ready with them.
Yeah, I was excited for this. I'm excited for people to understand, what you've been going through, and
Mm-hmm.
it's been so wonderful too. I think I know Noah's had a couple of impacts on a few people in prison where they grew so much, and that was my vision for this. For him to just get connected with someone. It's neat that he knew Ed from before,
Yeah.
and so that was an easy, walk into that relationship, and it's going to be awesome to support him continually when he gets back as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. It was awesome that, he got to actually talk to somebody that he's met before, not
Yeah.
just another stranger there.
Yeah.
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 Some random priest that he doesn't know.
Yeah, which they have there, and he's gone to their like church services and stuff, but it's not the same,
Right.
Mm-mm.
Well, cool. Thank you guys.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to watch the rest of the episodes, like, comment, subscribe. We will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.